Hi everybody, Nick McDonald speaking. Thanks for joining us for this week's equity market update. Looking at the monthly chart here for the Russell 2000. Obviously we've had a really big pullback. Everybody knows that. Everybody can see it just by looking at the size of this candle. The last time we had such big pullbacks was back here in 2008, and actually we had a similar sized month, in fact slightly bigger. But this is the last time we've seen such big moves. And even back in 2008, really putting it into some perspective, we only had a couple of months in a row there where we had such big moves. Then we started to consolidate a little bit before going up. Even at the start of the up move, we had a couple of big down months, and then consolidated, then went down, then consolidated, then went back up. At the moment, we haven't come into that consolidation period yet, and who knows if this monthly candle could get bigger. We've still got a good few days left in August. However, at the moment it's pulled back, but we're still technically in an uptrend. So here I've marked in these previous higher highs and higher lows on the monthly chart. And really all we've done now is we've come up and we've made up here, made a higher high. And as we pull back now, we don't know if it's a higher low yet, but certainly at the moment we haven't broken this previous low. So I can't call this a higher low until it actually turns around from here. But also until it broke down through this previous low, this previous blue arrow on the chart, then we haven't actually technically changed from uptrend to downtrend yet. So the uptrend's still somewhat intact, but we are moving, and we're moving fast, and we're moving quite steadily downward here. We looked like we're starting to reject. We came back up towards 700 last week, but now we're very much broken down again. We got up above 700, and this time rejected it from the upside. So you can see how key 700 is, even just by looking at the weekly chart here. How on this week we came down, tested it, came off it. This week we came up, broke above it, came all the way down, came right back to it. And then last week we came up here, broke above it, and then came back down and closed all the way back down below it. 700 is acting as a really, really strong level. Let's just come and have a look on the daily chart. I want to just add one more zone here, one more level. We've got this upper point, which actually is quite out of the picture for now. So up around 766, it's not looking like price getting up and testing that anytime soon. But if it did, there's these old lows through here. That's from the most recent price action of all of these levels. And certainly up around there would start to be somewhat bearish again. Not necessarily bearish, but looking for short trades around that level, be they short-term or longer-term trades. That's the kind of level we'd be at. However, in the nearer term, we're much closer to 700, 650, and 600. It just so happens that these three are right on the round numbers. And this is where, though, price has been supported and resisted in the past. So let's just zoom out and have a look. Even here, and we're going to scroll back in a minute. But every single time I'm looking at these levels, right, I'm looking at how many times has price supported and resisted that area before. And if we come right down to 600, you can see resistance through here, support all the way through here. However, it's further away from the current price, and at the moment we're right at 650. We've come right down to 650. And you can see at 650 as well, lots of times in the past we've been supported and resisted there. Let's just scroll back here, and you can see even back here, there's a few touches where price came down and found support at 650. But coming right back on this chart, I'm going to come all the way back through here. And now we're coming all the way back into 2005 even. And you can see lots of times here where 650 is a point of memory on this chart. So is 600 down at these lower levels, it's just further away. And so is 700. 700's proven to be major resistance for us right now in recent times. So when we come in and zoom in on the current price action, how can we use this to our advantage? We really need to come down now and look at a slightly lower time frame. So let's bring up a 15-minute chart and just have a look at how this 15-minute chart, looking at the intraday action, has been finding support at 650. So this, if we looked back at it, let's just jump back to that daily chart. It looks like we've just come down, tested 650 and stopped there. But actually if we come and look at it in some detail here, you can see we've really found good support at 650. Let me draw a line in exactly at that level. Right here, price has been rejecting that level, for a good few days there last week. Really strong support. Let's come up and let's have a look at how price was finding support and resistance at 700. So 700, let me just remove that upper line. So you can see 700. So earlier in the week here, look at how price was finding support and resistance and hugging 700. It came up, this is the week before now, but came up, tested, failed, tested, failed, tested, failed. When we finally broke above, we hugged above 700 and found support. Came down, found support. Came down, broke below, but came up, came back, found support. Found support exactly there. Came and hovered all around that level, came below, found up and found resistance exactly there. These are levels, by the way, I'm not just pointing out now. The 700 I identified last week and said this is a major level. And it's provided some good trading opportunities for me this week as I've traded around that level. 650 I didn't mention last week, but 650 I've added just because of this recent strength here. It made me go and look at it a little bit closer. And when I came and looked at this on the daily chart, I saw that 650 is certainly a level worth identifying because we've had such strong support resistance there in the past. So how am I trading this now this week? Well, ultimately, I'm looking for trades still. I'm looking for trades around 700, be they long trades or short trades. I don't mind. I'm looking to trade with the momentum of the market and looking for setups around 700 if we get there. At the moment, though, in the early stages of this week, I'll be looking for trades at 650. I don't mind if I'm taking long bounces off 650 or short rejections of 650 if we break down through it. I'm happy to trade either direction, because at the moment the longer term direction is not completely clear. Therefore, I'm looking at these levels and I'm looking to trade off them. I'll be looking for confluences of reasons, so I never trade just because of that level. It just becomes my key entry point, and I'm looking for other reasons, like what is the shorter term trend, what else do we have at that level, is it pulling back to a Fibonacci level, where is it in relation to moving averages, is there a pivot point there. I'm looking for all sorts of other reasons to build up my trade scenario. I definitely don't trade every single time price touches these levels. I look for a confluence of reasons to do so. So for now, we've got overextended. I'm swaying still longer term. I still think these markets are going to bounce. And when I say longer term, I don't mean the next 10 years. That would be a little bit too obvious. I'm saying in the next kind of few months, 2, 3, 4 months, I think we'll be well and truly back up around this kind of 800 level, if not sooner. And that's my longer term view though, but in the very short term I don't know how bad this will get, and there could be more news out this week, and it happened last week as well. There's this news that keeps on coming out, these catalysts that keep on coming out, which are creating fear in the market and are pushing prices down. At the moment I don't want to make a prediction that no more news like that will come out this week, and if it does, we're likely to see the market coming down. Equally, there could be just as quickly be some good economic news coming out which will push the market up. Therefore, I don't know what that news will be this week. I won't try and predict it, but I do know the levels where most of my trades are going to occur, and I can tell you that right now they're going to be around 650 and 700. If we broke down through 650, then I'm also likely to be having trades around the 600 level. But in the meantime, this is the level we're at. This is where I'll look for trading opportunities, and it's provided some fantastic opportunities here already on the dollar index around 650 and 700 just these last few weeks, and it will continue to do so this week. And these key levels have acted as major levels and major trading opportunities all the way back over many years, and they're continuing to do so right now on both an intraday basis and a swing trade basis. Hopefully that helps, and hopefully you can see the importance of these levels and identifying them, and keeping a close eye on these now, and we'll get some trades off these this week. Happy trading all. Speak to you next week.